Have you ever sat down to enjoy your favorite snack or meal and thought, is this still good for me at my age? It's a question more and more of us are asking as the years go by. Maybe the foods we've always loved just don't sit right anymore. Or maybe our doctor gave us that look during our last checkup, the one that says, it's time to make a few changes. And let's be honest, no one likes being told what not to eat, especially when those foods bring back memories of family dinners, weekend treats, or comforting habits we've had for decades. But the truth is, some foods that seemed fine when we were younger can quietly chip away at our health after 60. They don't always cause pain or obvious symptoms right away, but over time, they can add up to serious issues with our heart, digestion, energy, and even brain function. That's why we're here today. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 foods that can be surprisingly harmful as we age, and more importantly, what you can eat instead that supports your body and still taste delicious. Because living well isn't about giving things up. It's about choosing what helps you feel stronger, clearer, and more alive every single day. Let's start with something many of us enjoy without thinking twice: processed meats. I'm talking about deli turkey, bacon, hot dogs, ham. The kind of meats you find packaged up and ready to eat. They're quick, tasty, and familiar. But here's the thing. Most of these meats are loaded with sodium, preservatives, and a chemical called sodium nitrite. And over time, especially after 60, these additives can take a toll on your body. Too much sodium puts extra pressure on your blood vessels, which increases your risk of high blood pressure, strokes, and even kidney issues. And some studies have linked nitrates to a higher risk of certain cancers and cognitive decline. That sandwich might seem harmless, but if you're eating deli meats a few times a week or more, it might be worth rethinking. Now, you don't have to say goodbye to sandwiches forever. Just swap out the processed meats for something kinder to your body. Try grilled chicken breast you cook at home, slices of roasted turkey from a butcher, or even mashed avocado with a sprinkle of seasoning for a fresh, heart-healthy option. You still get the flavor and comfort, without the hidden risks. Now let's talk about something that sneaks into so many meals and snacks: refined carbs. That includes white bread, pastries, crackers, sugary cereals, and even some low-fat snacks that seem healthy on the outside, but are full of processed flour and hidden sugars. These foods digest quickly, which causes your blood sugar to spike and crash. That crash can leave you feeling tired, irritable, and craving even more sugar, and that cycle gets harder on your body as you get older. If you've noticed your energy dipping after meals or your waistline creeping up, these refined carbs might be the culprit. And the risk isn't just about weight. Regularly eating these fast-burning carbs increases your risk of developing type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even memory problems down the line. So what can you do? You don't have to give up carbs entirely, not at all. Carbohydrates are important, but the kind you choose matters more than ever. Instead of white bread, go for whole grain or sprouted bread that has real fiber and nutrients your body can actually use. Instead of sugary cereal, try steel-cut oats with some fruit and cinnamon. And if you love crackers, look for options made with seeds, whole grains, or even better, enjoy a few slices of cucumber or apple with cheese or nut butter. You'll stay fuller longer, and your energy will be more stable throughout the day. Food has the power to heal or to harm. And once we realize that, every bite becomes a chance to take better care of ourselves. It's not about perfection. It's about awareness and giving your body the tools it needs to support you through the next chapter of life. Now that we've covered the risks behind processed meats and refined carbs, let's move on to the next food that could be silently working against your health. You might be surprised by this next one, because it's something that's often sitting right there in the kitchen, ready to pour sweet and comforting. Fruit juice. That's right, orange juice, apple juice, grape juice. It sounds healthy, doesn't it? After all, it's fruit, right? But here's the truth. Once fruit is turned into juice, most of the fiber, the part that helps slow down sugar absorption, is stripped away. What you're left with is a glass full of fast-acting sugar that spikes your blood sugar and stresses your system, especially as you age. Now, if you have juice once in a while, it's not going to hurt you, but drinking it regularly, especially those big breakfast glasses many of us grew up with, can quietly add to weight gain, insulin resistance, and even inflammation in the body. It's one of those habits that feels innocent but can do damage over time. Instead, reach for the whole fruit. Eat an orange rather than drink its juice. Enjoy a crisp apple, a handful of grapes, or some berries with yogurt. You'll still get the sweetness and the vitamins, but now you'll also get the fiber, the chewing satisfaction, and a slower, more gentle effect on your blood sugar. Plus, whole fruits are far more filling, so you're less likely to go back for more an hour later. And here's something you might find helpful. If you really miss having juice, try diluting it with water or sparkling water. Half juice, half water. It still gives you the flavor you're craving, but cuts the sugar in half. It's an easy shift that makes a big difference over time. Now, let's take a closer look at something that may seem harmless, but can be sneakier than we think. Packaged low-fat foods. You've probably seen these on the shelves. Low-fat yogurts, fat-free dressings, light cookies. For years, we were told fat was the enemy, and many of us still reach for those healthier low-fat labels, thinking we're doing the right thing. But here's the problem. When food manufacturers remove fat, they often replace it with extra sugar, salt, or thickeners to keep the flavor and texture. That means a food may be low-fat, but it's not necessarily low risk, especially for seniors. Our bodies need healthy fats to absorb vitamins, keep our brains sharp, and support joint health. Removing fat and replacing it with chemicals or sugars can do more harm than good. That creamy fat-free yogurt, it might have more sugar than a scoop of ice cream. That fat-free salad dressing, it could be loaded with corn syrup and artificial flavors. And all of this can quietly wear down your metabolism, your digestion, and your brain health, even if the calorie count looks good on paper. So here's what to do instead. Don't fear fat, just choose the right kind. Go for full-fat plain yogurt and add your own fruit or a drizzle of honey. Use olive oil or avocado oil on your salad instead of bottle dressing. Enjoy a handful of nuts or a slice of cheese when you're hungry. Healthy fats from foods like salmon, nuts, seeds, olives, and avocado actually help reduce inflammation and protect your heart. They also help you feel full, satisfied, and nourished, which makes it easier to avoid the junky snacks altogether. Sometimes, eating better isn't about cutting things out. It's about adding the right things in. When your plate is full of good, satisfying whole foods, you stop craving the fake stuff. You feel better, you think clearer, and you give your body what it needs to thrive. Now that we've covered juice and low-fat processed foods, let's talk about one more everyday item that can do more harm than good, especially when it becomes a regular part of your day. Let's talk about that one little thing that so many of us reach for without even thinking. The sugar bowl. Or maybe it's the sugar in your morning coffee, the dessert after dinner, or the sweet treat you keep tucked away just in case. A little here and there may seem harmless, but the truth is, excess sugar is one of the most damaging ingredients for aging bodies, and unfortunately, it's hiding in far more foods than we realize. As we get older, our body's ability to process sugar efficiently slows down. What might have been no big deal in your 30s can now contribute to serious issues like inflammation, fatigue, insulin resistance, and even memory decline. And that doesn't just mean candy bars or soda. Added sugar shows up in everything from ketchup to crackers to healthy granola bars. It's become a sneaky saboteur of good health. But here's the really important part. Cutting sugar doesn't mean cutting out joy. Sweetness can still be part of your life. The key is finding natural, nourishing ways to enjoy it. For example, instead of cookies from a box, try baking your own with oats, mashed bananas, or a little honey. Or reach for a few squares of dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate. It's rich, satisfying, and actually has antioxidants that support brain and heart health. If you love a sweet drink in the afternoon, try herbal teas like cinnamon or peppermint with a dash of honey or stevia. Your taste buds do adjust over time, especially when you crowd out the sugar with foods that actually make you feel good. When your energy levels rise, your sleep improves, and your thinking clears up, those changes become more rewarding than any candy bar ever could. And here's a little trick that helps many people. Add more natural sweetness from fruit and spices. A bowl of berries with cinnamon and walnuts, or roasted sweet potato and nutmeg. These are simple, satisfying ways to bring warmth and pleasure to your meals without the sugar crash afterward. Now, I want to take a moment and just remind you, all of this isn't about being perfect. It's not about cutting everything out all at once or living with strict rules. It's about making small, thoughtful choices that honor your body and your future. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, it's never too late to make a shift. Every bite is a new chance to nourish yourself. Let's take a moment to look back at what we've talked about. Some of the most common foods: processed meats, refined carbs, sugary drinks, low-fat processed snacks, and added sugars might seem harmless on the surface. But when we have them regularly, they can quietly work against the vibrant life we all deserve. The good news is that the alternatives aren't complicated or fancy. They're real, whole, and deeply satisfying. Roasted veggies instead of packaged sides, water or herbal tea instead of sugary juice, fresh fruit instead of desserts from a box. These aren't punishments. They're gifts we give ourselves, because you deserve to feel strong. You deserve to wake up with energy, move with ease, and think clearly. You deserve to enjoy meals that fuel your body and still bring you joy. If any of this resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Have you made any food changes that made a difference in your health or mood? Or is there something you've been wondering whether you should keep in your diet? Let's share with one another. There's real wisdom and experience, and your voice might help someone else on their journey. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're here to support you with more honest, practical, and uplifting content every week. Because aging doesn't mean slowing down. It means getting smarter, choosing better, and feeling more alive than ever. Here's to eating well, feeling well, and living with joy at any age. You've got this.